What's up, everybody? So I wanted to today take the time to do a last check-in for the New Year, New Me, I guess, challenge, series, whatever. I got through this entire year. I can't believe it's the end of the year now. And I have so many things to say. And I have to go to work like for the next couple of weeks. And then after that, it's the holiday time. And I don't want to feel pressure to, film and edit a video. So I'm doing it now. And boy, what a year it has been. And I guess the best way to go about, saying like pros and cons or did I make it, did I not, is I'm gonna watch my video that I made, the very first video in January, to see how things have lined up. So let's do this. I have my video queued up on my TV because my laptop is dead and I don't want to charge it. So let's do this. So 5 things that I want to change about myself. Number 1 is to be more productive. I can't tell you how much time I've wasted scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, watching YouTube videos, binging on Netflix and Amazon. I still spend way too much time on Amazon and Netflix, now Disney Plus and Instagram. But let's continue. And being pushed by a cat, only to ignore the important emails and texts and things that need to get done. They get completely forgotten as well. And of course that sucks because I end up with a panic attack like, oh my God, I was supposed to send that email. I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to go get that. And I don't do that anymore. That's actually really cool because of my bullet journal. I've actually been on top of everything that I need to do for the year, which is super duper beneficial. Thank you, bullet journal. That's just a really, really horrible feeling to have just in general. The overall idea is for me to live a peaceful and calming existence, and that ain't helping. So I ignore emails, I forget appointments, I have these panicked, stressful days, and how am I gonna change that? By bullet journaling. Oh yes, I am a bullet journalist. Look how plain my bullet journal is. I do strongly believe in the bullet journal or any sort of planner. You can use Google Calendar, or there are many different apps on your phone that you can use. I'm going to create a video about bullet journaling soon, so I can kind of guide you guys on that process, but this thing has changed my life, so I love it. Number 2 is to be more organized. Now, how do I describe the situation? So, okay, before we get into the whole organization aspect of this video, would I say that I completed the task of being more productive in the year? Yes. However, my definition of productivity completely changed. In the beginning of the year, I thought being productive meant, you were going out and doing a bunch of things and you were running errands and you were creating tasks and doing a lot of stuff, being productive, which turns out my personal definition of it was giving me massive anxiety. And I didn't know this until I hit September, when I started to do my productivity level trackers. This thing has changed my life, because what I didn't count as being productive, I now count, and my days have an overall sense of completion and success. And I think that has a lot to do with how I view myself as well. So I'm gonna show you my mood swings. So if you've been following my updates and stuff throughout this year, you know that there were a couple of months where I was talking about having bipolar disorder and anxieties and depression, and I was going through a bunch of different mood swings. I did see a doctor about it, a nurse practitioner. So the way my insurance works is that I go to an actual facility, and then it's like nurse practitioners, doctors, whatever. I got paired up with a nurse practitioner who typically works in the mental health department. Mental health cases, has a lot of those. And so, talking to her and sort of explaining how I get these panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and I ran through my typical days with her, and she basically was like, after a few visits, was like, you have bipolar disorder. Just flat out, like, it's okay. Yeah, it's bipolar. What you're describing to me is bipolar. And so I went, you know, a month kind of like assessing myself, like, okay, what is, okay. Not the first time I've heard that, because when I was younger, I did see a therapist before too. And so I'm like, what do I, you know, okay. And then I finally accepted the fact that, okay, maybe I am bipolar, right? And I started going into this whole thing like, okay, but I never actually went the route of actually seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist to really get diagnosed. I never went that far. I never took medication for it. So I just sort of lived with it. And that's when in September I created the productivity tracker. And when you count things like laundry and dishes, vacuuming, dusting, those are productive things. And I know that saying that out loud kind of makes me go, duh, common sense. But to me, I never thought that was considered productive. I just figured like that's what you have to do. And productive means I have to leave my house. No, it doesn't. And tracking it that way and seeing like, wow, yesterday I did a lot. I cleaned the dishes, I cleaned this, and I did that. No wonder I'm tired today. By doing that, here's an example of my year in pixels. So you will see that up until September, my mood swings, look at all of these different colors here. There's like blue is considered good in my book. So blue and pink are like really, really good moods. You can probably see it here in the video. But this is just an accumulation of all these colors. Then you hit September and look at how tame everything is. Granted, I do have, you know, we're human, we have different emotions, but everything is just very streamlined. And this is because I have been following a productivity tracker, and I've been showing myself that I am productive and that I am doing things and I can get things done, and I know when to scale back, and I know when I should put more effort into my life. And this here is the most surprising thing I've ever seen as far as being productive, because you can literally see the results of what my crazy ass was dealing with. And then after accepting me in my life, boom, calm, smooth. It's not so radical. At the end of 2019, am I more productive? Yes, 100%. But I still feel like I live in, to me, what is clutter. Okay. I still feel like, well, I've moved, as you can see, into a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And so I've moved up in the world, if you will. And moving into this space has been very easy because I didn't have a lot of stuff. However, I did have a storage unit outside of my 300 square foot space. And moving all of that extra stuff in here, because now I don't have a storage unit, was hard for me. So now I feel like I still live in a little bit of clutter. Do I have less items that I did before? Yes. I did a couple of videos on here of a massive declutter of closets and stuff. I'm still, I don't know how I even have anything anymore, but I'm still decluttering and still organizing, and I'm still sort of tidying up. But even though, I'm like, can I show you guys around? So, even though it's kind of messy, my place, as I do this video, not really. Like this side, this is now my computer area, crafty. I'll eventually, when I'm done or like decorating my place, because there's nothing on the walls, I'll do like an apartment tour. But anyway, that's pretty organized over there because I have no clutter. And this is what's left over from the storage unit. If you've seen my Instagram, you know that that has been there for a long time. This whole year, that whole stockpile of stuff. I don't have a dining table, so I don't have a dining table, so that makes it easier for me to just house stuff right there. But I would really like to get rid of all that shit. It's gotta go. But every sort of nook and cranny is not as like packed. It's a little cluttered, but it's not like, let me shove things into a drawer. So did I get more organized this year? Yes, 100%. I successfully completed this portion of my experiment. Netflix. Number 3 is to have a proper budget in place and to start an actual savings account. I am 150% guilty of mindless spending, and I'm so sick of it. It's gotten so bad that I've borrowed money from my savings accounts and I've told myself, I'll just pay myself later. It's totally fine. Do you ever pay yourself back? No, I never did.
And you do not.
Did I complete this portion of my experiment? No. I am starting from scratch yet again. In the summer, was just so destructive. Let's say spring. See all this black? It's because I didn't care about tracking my moods. I just forgot about them. And I was just really like, yellow means uneventful autopilot. I was on autopilot a lot and I was just all over the place here. But purple, during these months, purple really meant for me, because there's a few different definitions, was more destructive. And I was trying to compensate how horrible I was feeling with shopping. So in the beginning of the year, I was following this strict budget and plan, saving. Oh my God, you guys, and I saved a good chunk of money in different savings accounts. That plan really does work, and ooh, I'm going to be doing it again next year. I saved yummy amounts of money. Do I have any of that in my savings now? No, 0. I do not, because in the summer I cleared it all out with no intention of repaying myself. I went through so many mood swings and so many ups and downs this year. And there were times within the year that I just wasn't keeping up with my bullet journal, and there was something about this year that really mentally took it out of me, and nope. So I'm gonna start all over again. It irks me. It irks me that I just destroyed all of my savings. But because I know that I did it this year, I'm gonna do it next year. I'm gonna stay put. Number 1, if I got into mindless spending, I can do some mindless saving. So I downloaded an app called Capital, which with every transaction that I use on my card,
I totally forgot about Capital. Oh my God.
And it takes those cents and saves it away in a separate bank account, which is not as easy for me to access. That way I don't spend that money as easily.
I spent that too, by the way.
Did I? A lot of money over time. I also opened up multiple savings accounts because I find it easier for me to compartmentalize my money.
Yes.
It's really hard for me to look at one big number and go, okay, this much I have
it works.
And this much is for, okay, no, that doesn't work for me. So what I've done is I've opened up savings accounts for general, emergency, fun, holiday, and retirement. I'm just trying to get the ball rolling here. I know there's a lot of
I still have money in my Capital account.
Advice as far as the next level of saving and investing. And one thing that is new to me, I'm no longer buying things that are of full retail value. I'm only buying things that are on sale, which is gonna take a lot of planning, and I still have to master that being a month into this, but that is the goal, is to never pay full retail value for anything.
Good girl.
Number 4 is weight loss. Now, I've fluctuated my entire life. I've never been a fit and strong and healthy person before, and I would like to get to that point now. Last year, I topped at, I'm 5'5", and I topped at 188 pounds, which is not horrendous or anything like that. It's just, it put me in a position where I felt very uncomfortable with myself. I was very moody, I was very depressed, and I just wasn't happy with who I was. I knew that I could do better. I knew that
Look at my eyes. I was not a happy person when I filmed this. I was so insecure about myself. This face, I think it's because I was there.
how do I even put in words? I don't even have words for how I felt in the beginning of this year. Sadness is the best way I can describe me. Sad. I was very, very sad. And did I complete this portion? No. But let me tell you something. I most definitely have a different view of my body. There are still moments of me where I feel very uncomfortable taking photos with people, because when someone takes a photo of you in a group, they don't take that photo right. And you end up looking like 700 pounds wider. So I still have that issue of looking at that going, oh God, I don't want to take pictures with people right now, because I did not lose the weight like I was thinking I was going to this year. But let me actually flip to, here we go. I did my measurements today. I did not weigh myself today because I still don't have a scale. Can you believe that? I don't really know where to, when I go to work this week, I will weigh myself. And on Instagram, I'll talk about that as a quick moment. Anyway, I measured myself this morning, and I did not look at the initial like weigh-ins because I want to see it. So today, or should I start from the very, very beginning? In January, my waist was 40 inches. I had a 40-inch waist. And oh my God. Okay, so here is the graph, and this is kind of throughout the year. As you can see, I did not track all of it because I wasn't always, measuring myself. But at 40 inches, I am now down to 36. So not so bad. I ended up putting the dot a little bit like in that halfway mark. I fucked up. But it is 36 inches. And I'm excited about that. To me, this is a win. My hips were at a 42. Okay, well, I didn't really lose that much weight. My hips were at 42 inches. It went up, and then now I am back down to 41. So at the lowest, my waist was 35 inches, but I gained an inch back. So what, 40 to 30, that's a 5-inch loss. It's not bad. I was working out so well. Like when I was working out in January, look how much I dropped. That is a huge, huge plummet in weight loss because I was so serious and so adamant about losing the weight. But when you go hard at the very beginning of the year, that is the most daunting thing you could ever do, which is why most people never live out their resolutions, because they put too much pressure at the beginning of the year. So anyway, yeah, I did lose an inch or 4 inches on my waist. And at the beginning of the year, I was 177.2 pounds. And in what looks like July, I was 170.4. So I lost 7 pounds in that month. Okay. But I don't know what I am in December, and I'm pretty sure I've gained a little bit of weight, even though the inches have come off just a smidgen. But I would say overall, even though I'm not where I wanted to be, mentally, I'm where I didn't expect to be. When in October, when I was thinking about Halloween costumes and stuff, and I'm like, in October, I really felt a little pudgy. I was like, oh God, I really failed this year. And come December, when I have to talk about if I lost weight or not, I'm yet another statistic. But it's like, now that I'm in December and we've pigged out during Thanksgiving, and I know I've got that holiday weight on right now, I feel fine. I feel great. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I have been resting and I have been sleeping, because my sleep has dramatically affected the way I feel about my life and about myself. So come next year, instead of tracking my weight, I want to track what I eat, because I'm more concerned about the food that I put in my body versus the amount of weight I'm carrying on it. And I feel like eventually the weight will come with it, and wanting to work out will come with it, will join in. I'm still not really into having a specific plan or a specific diet, because I feel like I'm not that type of personality to stick with a dun 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 regimen, you know? It's too much for me. And because I travel, I can't rely on following on a specific diet, because a lot of the times we go to places that have restaurants that don't cater to dietary restrictions and things like that. So come next year, I'll let you know what I'm gonna do next year at the end of the video. So let's continue. And then with losing weight comes working out. Look, you can lose weight without ever having to do a single jumping jack. Absolutely. But if you want tone, and if you want muscle, and if you want to be strong and super healthy like what I'm trying to be, working out is an absolute must.
I didn't do that.
So what I have is a gym membership to Planet Fitness, and I've also downloaded an app called Fitbod, which I have paid a yearly subscription. I think it was like 50 something, but when you do the math, it ends up being like $5-6 a month.
I did, didn't I?
I have a personal trainer in my pocket. And number 5 on my list is to perfect my style. Now, with the weight gain that I've experienced last year, and I think a little bit before last year, I've lost my sense of self. I've lost who I was. I just bought clothes because they fit and they were cheap. I blame Target for the horrible fashion choices that I've made throughout the year, because
Okay. I did buy myself a subscription to that Fitbod, didn't I? Huh. I just reminded myself that I better cancel that subscription come next year, because oh shit, that's wasted money, because I stopped using that Fitbod app when I stopped working out. Oh crap. Okay, personal style. It's yes. Did I complete this portion? Ding, 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 ding. Yes, I did. I love my clothes now, and I still feel like I have a ways to go. But when I now go out and I do, aside from today, when I do put effort into getting dressed, I do feel like I give off the vibe that I want to give off, you know? I do feel like I can go into my closet and put together an outfit and look cute and feel confident and feel like the rock and roll self that I am. I shaved my head, and I'm now over it, but I shaved my head, and I wanted something edgy and fun. And while I did get edgy and fun and like literally everything is completely shaved off, I've experimented with my looks, and I experimented with just everything. And as far as personal style goes, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm very confident. And I am so grateful for apps like Pinterest and Glam Outfit, because Glam Outfit I've used throughout the entire year, and I still use today. It has really just helped me put together outfits from what I already have. And people have also suggested ways to pair up my clothes. And so it's just like, yes, comparing them to my Pinterest board that has all of these examples of what I want to look like, nailed it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that my closet now screams me versus screams, hey, at least it fits. With that being said, I do want to say this out loud for you and for myself. No matter how small the effort is, if you could only save $5, if you could only do 5 push-ups, as long as you are doing something in the right direction, you are going to meet your goals. Oh, I needed to hear that right now, and I didn't even realize I did. Aw, good going me, so positive. Has been an extremely difficult process, and I do not recommend doing this all at once like I have. Take one thing on your list and then just perfect that and move on to the next. I'm still going with all of my 5 things because I'm already in it, but if you are not that kind of a person, and if you struggle very easily, be honest with yourself. Take your time, slow down, pick one thing off your list to focus on, and then go from there, because this will challenge you. 100%. I totally agree. As long as you're doing something, whether it's even just one out of the 5 things that you wanted to do for the whole year, at least you're still doing something. And I learned that is so valuable throughout the year is to just give yourself positive reinforcements, because there is no necessarily failing at any of this. You're still alive. You're fine. So to recap on this year, even though I had an idea of where I wanted to be at this point, and even though I'm not there, I think I'm pretty damn successful at my whole new year, new me thing. Because when I compare how I felt last December, I am light years away from who I was back then. I think it's so important to acknowledge the fact that my mental state is such in a great place right now. And it's because I have been resting and I have been valuing the mundane, simple work that I do. And that has completely altered my perception about everything. Like, I'm just so mellow now, and it's just, everything is just like, dude. My cat is staring at a bird, and he wants to eat the bird outside the window. I just feel good, and I'm anxious to start 2020. I have new goals and new aspirations for next year. I'm definitely going to be following the same 5 rules that I want to do, that I did for this year. I want to start the savings account again, and I want to not track what I'm trying to lose as far as weight. I want to track what I eat, because I want to see what can change, because it is time to be honest with what I'm putting in myself. I've noticed I'm eating a lot of sugar, so I'm like, okay, time to decrease that. I do eat a lot better though. I did stop the whole processed food thing, I will say, and that has changed. I love it. Anyway, savings, my style, I'm fine. Clutter, you just want to I want to organize this coming year, and how do I go about saying that it is okay if your life transformation takes longer than a year without making it seem impossible? I don't know how to tell you this, but because this is my life experience, I will say that this has been an amazing learning experience for me this year, and it has set me up for next year, and it has really just opened my eyes to how I can change, but with a positive intent, versus the end of last year, beginning of this year, I had a negative intent. My intentions were they came from a place of rage, they came from a place of insecurity, they came from a place of inadequacy. Whereas now, my intent to change comes from a place of clarity. It comes from a place of calmness, and I'm very excited to see if I become a completely different person come the end of next year. So if you are just now watching these videos and have gone through the ringer of them, and you're thinking to yourself, it's gonna take me a whole year, maybe it will, maybe longer, maybe shorter, maybe you'll take your stuff more seriously than I did this year. But I do recommend trying. Would I still recommend this, even though it took me this long to be where I'm at? Yeah, 100%. And I honestly think that this thing has changed my life. I did not expect bullet journaling to be as beneficial as it has been. And without this thing, I don't know what I would have done, because every bill has been paid on time this year. Every password has been written down. Like, I have a lot of stuff in here that I always forget. My logins, that's a big one. It's all tracked. My moods are all tracked. and my budget was tracked before I stopped giving a fuck. Everything was tracked in here, and this did become a journal. Like when there are moments when I didn't exactly have things to plan, it just became my brain dump where I was just writing in different things, and it like, yes. If you don't know what bullet journaling is, I highly suggest starting one. You don't have to be creative. Listen, there's a lot of videos. Even I'm making videos that are very, very creative. Start with looking for the actual legitimate bullet journal YouTube channel by Ryder Carroll. He will show you the basics. All you need is a pen and a book, and start tracking your life because it is so beneficial. This is the heart of everything. So anyway, this is my very last check-in, and if you guys want to see vlogs for 2020, let me know and I will do them. If you're totally not interested, I totally understand. Listen, this was not a video for everybody. I know a lot of people are kind of like, what? Where are your makeup videos? They're coming still. I'm a little mixed basket of everything. So let me know if you guys want to see 2020, and I'll bring you along with me. I'll do check-ins throughout the year. Okay guys, have a good day. And if you want to support me and my channel, I really appreciate it. You can send me a coffee by clicking the coffee link. Hello, hi. By clicking the coffee link down below in my description box. And I will see you all soon. Bye.